Hi guys, this is going to be a bit of a showcase for a plugin I built. It's called Nicknamer, and it's a way for you to rename items in Cinema 4D using things like find and replace, presets, and tokens. So it's a much more powerful alternative to using the standard naming tool that's in Cinema. So I've got this scene here with a character and some mocap that I got from Mixamo. So pretty basic scene. We've got our geometry. Here we've got the massive joint chain down here, and then basic lighting and a few cameras set up here. So let's jump in and see how we can maybe tidy this up a little bit. So to start off, we've got our cameras here. So maybe what we can do is we just want to just take out the RS from the name here. So let's highlight those cameras. And we want to find RS and just rename. And all of a sudden, we've taken those out. Now, it probably needs something a bit more, another way to kind of differentiate which camera is which here. So let's clear this out. And this time, rather than doing a find and replace, we'll use some tokens. So the first token we're going to use is the type. And that token figures out the kind of object that this is. In this case, it's a camera. And we're going to add an underscore, and we'll start off with the letter token, I think. So that is capital. And then if you do lowercase letters, it'll do lowercase, and uppercase does uppercase. Highlight the ones we want to change and rename. And then there we go. We've got camera A, B, C, D. Nice and simple. Moving along, we've got our geometry here. So same geometry, but just a material to denote different kind of styles. So what we're going to try and do here now is maybe clean this up, maybe make it something a bit more obvious as to what this is. And this time we're going to use the parent token. So the parent token will have a look at the parent of the object. In this case, it's a null called dancer, and use that in the naming convention. So pull that, underscore, and in this case, let's go, we're going to add our own custom one here. So style, and then we'll do the convention again. And there we go. So now it's a bit more obvious as to which style is which. Now, we've got this massive joint chain down here. Now, since I've downloaded this from Mixamo, it's pretty well organized, although the naming convention is pretty long. We probably don't need this Mixamo prefix at the start here. So let's just take this whole joint chain, reset that, and just find Mixamo and get rid of it. So we don't need to put anything in the rename because all we're doing is getting rid of it. And there we go. All of a sudden, that joint chain seems a lot tidier. Now, in some cases, you won't necessarily be this fortunate to get a joint chain this organized. So most of the time, you might be building a joint chain on your own or any other kind of long string of objects, and it might look a bit more like this. So again, big joint chain, and nothing is obvious as to what it is. So what I'm going to do now is go through, and we can don't rename it all at once, but we can do some bigger batches here. So I'm just going to scrub across to where it's kind of obvious what's what, maybe something like there. And let's solo these joints. Let's move through it. Okay, so I'm going to start with the arm, or the hand, sorry, here. And it looks like it's our pinky. So I've got a preset here that's called pinky. I'll do that. Left hand pinky, rename, done. Moving along is the ring finger, done. Mid, and and after the mid comes the index, and the thumb. Great. So very quickly, we've got a very quickly renamed all the fingers on the left hand. Let's move across to the other hand. Now, obviously, this is not the left hand's fingers. So what we can quickly do is grab all those. Let's reset and let's find L and rename it to R. And there we go. All of our fingers, usually one of the more painful parts of renaming a joint chain, quickly renamed. So that is basically Nicknamer, and it can also do other things like our materials here. So I've just started with one material and copied it out, so it's just kept a really basic name. So what we can do is highlight all these, click over to targeting materials, and let's go rename to style. This time let's use uppercase. Quickly rename those. It's also done takes, so we'll highlight all those and we'll call that type. Oh, I'm still in wrong mode. So let's go to takes. So it's type, take, and all of our takes are renamed. It also works for layers as well. So go to layers mode. We'll just go. And there we go. So that is Nicknamer. Hope you find it useful, and feel free to reach out if you've got any questions. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.